Hi, Sonder family. It is Friday. You've made it through this first week of 2023. Everybody, let's take a deep breath in, out. Oh, it's so good to see you. I'm Jennifer Ogilvy. I'll be your facilitator this evening for our first coloring social of 2023. Everybody double check, make sure your chat is set to everyone. That's how we like to communicate with each other when we have our socials together. Now, something that's a little different from the other socials is that when you are doing your coloring practice and that mindfulness, we really want you to tune in to that coloring page. So you may find that we're not using the chat quite as much as we would in, say, a setup or a journaling prompt social. So anyway, I'm so glad to welcome you this evening. On our call tonight that will be working in our chat, my co-facilitator, Bailey from Tennessee, is there. She's popping on the camera and giving you guys a wave hello. Be sure to send her some love. But Bailey's had quite a day. I've had quite a day. We're really glad we get to wind down with you. Do we have any first time coloring socialers joining us? If you'll drop like a exclamation mark or something in the chat, we'd love to say hi and welcome you. I did see, oh, there we go. We do have some newbies. Welcome, newbies. Now, I was laughing because I also saw that some of you got Prismacolor colored pencils for Christmas, and you're so excited about using them tonight. We're going to talk very briefly about some tools as well as a couple of techniques to make your coloring practice even more enjoyable. So a big welcome. I'm glad you're joining us. Science there's all kind of science involved in what is going on in your brain when you are tending to the practice of coloring. There's some nostalgia that can be involved, takes you back to when you were a kid, but it also puts your brain into a mode of quieting down, right? The cortisol is settling in and lots of good things happen when you are coloring. So I'm really glad that you've carved out this time for your self-care tonight. So let's take a look at our agenda. We're going to start off with an abundance activity. You know, our theme this month is abundance. We always have an activity around, a little warm up at all the socials around that theme. So we'll do that first. Then we're going to color. And then if time permits, we'll throw on the opportunity to share. We'll see how our evening goes. We've got lots to cover, and then we will close. So let's look at our abundance activity. So I don't know if you guys know about Dorothy Day. I have read about her. She was known for her social justice campaign in defense of the poor and the forsaken, the hungry, and the homeless. She saw abundance in her life and really wanted to pay that forward. And she was very much pro nonviolence. Spent most of the 20th century of her time helping others, including those in the Russian Revolution. She's a fascinating, strong woman, which I love. Yes, Marissa just popped in the chat. Dorothy Day, such an inspiration. You might want to follow up with looking a little bit more into her life for your own inspiration. But she had this quote, and, you know, I'm very inspired by our page this month, those beautiful flowers. So I really embraced the flowers tonight and found this quote by Dorothy Day. We plant seeds that will flower as results in our lives. So best to remove the weeds of anger, avarice, envy, and doubt, that peace and abundance may manifest for all. So I'd like to invite you now to find space in your journal, either on a notes page, a scratch pad, or I'll show you how I use the negative space on my actual coloring page for this prompt. What seeds do I want to plant in my life in order to manifest peace and abundance? Those things that Dorothy Day said we needed to do. So this is what my page looks like. I put the Dorothy Day quote on the margin of that space, but if you look closely, you can see some of the seeds I would like to plant. Love, adventure, peace, reliability, kindness, laughter. You get the picture. So you can either do that response on your own coloring page or somewhere else in your journal. I'm going to play a song while we respond to this journal prompt. What seeds do you want to plant in your life in order to manifest peace and abundance?
Inch by inch, row by row, I'm gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warn them from below till the rain come tumbling down. Pulling weeds and picking stones, we are made of dreams and bones. I feel the need to grow my own, 'cause the time is close at hand. Time is close at hand. Rain for grain, sun and rain, I find my way in nature's chain. I tune my body and my brain to the music of the land. Come on and sing it with us. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden. Gonna make this garden. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warn them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. So plant your roots straight and long and temper them with prayer and song. Mother Earth can keep you strong if you give her love and care. Now the crow watching hungrily from his perch in yonder tree. In my garden I'm as free as that feather thief up there. Ooh, acapella now. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden. I'm gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. A little louder now. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds. Someone warn them from below till the rain come tumbling. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds. Someone warn them from below till the rain come tumbling down.
Hey, so inch by inch and row by row, we're going to make our gardens grow so that we can manifest that peace and abundance. And I found this little quote: "May the tears you cried in 2022 water the seeds you're planting in 2023." So I saw a couple of you logged on a little bit late. We're just so glad you're here. Don't worry about being a little late. We answered this prompt about the seeds you want to plant to manifest peace and abundance in your life, inspired by our beautiful coloring page. So you can maybe grab a quick screenshot if you want to go back and answer that quote later. Thank you, Steph. I loved this quote and thinking about this as well. So thank you for spending that moment as you reflected upon the abundance in your life. Let's go ahead. And I had shared this screen a couple of months ago, maybe back in November. I took time to collect information from you guys that I found in Sonder Club about when folks would ask, "What do you use?" And so I thought I'd collect all the information about colored pencils in one screenshot, and my next one is the pens and markers. So if you are interested, you might want to take a quick screenshot of this. These are all the colored pencil brands as recommended by Sonder family. If you are brand new, you might be able to research these and find the tools that will work best for you. And yes, Bailey has just dropped that quote that was part of our opening prompt in the chat if you need to grab that. So I personally love to use the Prismacolor brand color pencils. The pigment is great. It lays down nicely, and they are a little bit pricey, but like I said, some people got them for Christmas. It's a great thing to ask for if someone's trying to shop and get you something special. But you can also get them in art stores, open supply, and just go in and start with some basic colors and then build your collection. But I have also colored with the good old tried and true Crayola colored pencils. So that's that information there, just telling you about wax-based, oil-based, and the water-soluble. Who knew there were so many different types of colored pencils? And then we can go to the next slide, which is our pens and our markers. And so these, again, information gathered from Sonder fam. Oh my gosh. Carrie says she bought a Prismacolor pencil 24-pack for $1.25. You need to share your tip. How did you get that so cheap? But the pens and markers are great for your journaling pages and prompts, as well as coloring pages. Oh, thank you, Christine. She says Arteza colored pencils, so I can add that to that list. But you might want to grab these. And these are kind of, I just feel they're tried and true because they have been recommended by you all who are using your journals every single day. So we've got lots of different varieties. If you wanted to grab a screenshot of the pens and markers, just so that you've got that information at your disposal when you are searching. All righty, so let's move into some techniques now. If you're joining us for the very first time at a Coloring Social, this might be some new information for you. And if you've been to Coloring Socials before, you know that I've shared this. I love to color, but there are days that my fingers just don't work right, or my eyes are getting really tired. And so a tip for that, if you have some limitations, physical limitations that pop in, you can draw your page into quarters or make big wide stripes and just do a solid coloring. And as you can see in that upper left, that's what I did. Quadrants. I did a light pencil, 4 different colors. I pulled the colors from the actual colors of the journal this month. And then as the month goes on, you can um, take those same colors and lay them down with a harder pressure of your coloring pencils and just bring out highlights. And so that's a really nice way of maybe doing broader strokes and not having to feel like you need to use that fine motor. I have arthritis in a couple of finger joints, and it doesn't take long for my hand to cramp up. So I kind of like to do those big sweeping coloring motions. So that's an idea for you. Another technique, this page I did, my journal comes in and I make lots of copies of the coloring page. This one is done with just a cheapy brush marker that I got on Amazon. Fiddler. I don't recommend these because they do bleed through, but it's got this very nice brush tip. And all I did was go through and make strokes and dots. And I brought the picture on the right is a little, bringing it a little closer to that orange part. So you can see it's not all colored in all the way. It was just broad strokes. And I kind of tried to go with a rainbow theme. So you can color by just doing that. You don't have to get into that nitty gritty. Then this is the page that our prompt is on. And I decided to go black and white this month on in my actual journal. And so I'll be working on this one all month. It's a really good way to doodle. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to see how that black and white looked. So that's an idea for you. In Sonder family today, someone posted they were going to do a little coloring every day and start by just doing, today was yellow day. So they only used yellow. And then each time they sit down with their journal, they would grab a different color and use just that color for that day. So that's kind of a fun technique. The one on the right is one that is completed, and I'm not sure, but I believe it might be a combination of marker and Crayola crayons. And again, just look at the difference in these three, same page, but very different. And I wanted to point out the one on the right with that blue. Can you see how that negative space in there has been colored in? And so it just has a little bit of a different look to it. So just lots of techniques to share with you tonight. So I'm going to put our coloring page on. I am going to play a ton of very floral kinds of songs. I want you guys to take some really deep cleansing breaths, relax your shoulders, and we're just going to go ahead and embrace our mindfulness practice tonight. I'll check back in with you in just a few. Okay, I'm checking in, making sure that you are taking time to breathe. Make sure that your shoulders are relaxed. You're not clenching your jaw. There is no right or wrong way to do this. This is your coloring practice. Um, our daily affirmation in Sonder Club today was I give myself permission to love myself unconditionally. And that's a great affirmation for the time that we are spending now to calm ourselves, to leave the Monday through Friday grind in the past, to embrace a time of wellness and intentionality. So, again, I applaud you for being here. I love that Georgette shared that she has some vision problems. And so she has brought her own page to work on that's a little bit larger. I encourage you to do that. You don't have to do just the Silk and Sonder page. If you get your page finished and you want to join us for the second social this month because you need to carve out that time for your well-being, please do so. Join us. So again, a reminder, no pressure on what the end product looks like. This is about the process and what you are doing to resettle your soul as you lean into the practice tonight. I'll play some more music and check back in. All righty. So, believe it or not, we're about to wrap things up. If you would like to turn on your camera and show us your progress so far, feel free to do so. You can see, Natalie is working on her page. Oh, I see some lovely flowers coming up. It's going to be so nice to watch how our flower gardens develop over the month. So thank you for sharing, everybody. I'm kind of scrolling through. I see some things that are looking like daisies and lots of bright, beautiful colors. I saw that someone shared about feng shui, and that blue is definitely the color of abundance. I'm going to think about how I can have more blue. Your pages look fabulous, guys. Oh, I'm seeing some swipes of color there. That's awesome. Alexandra, that big bold thing, some leaves got worked on. They look super. Friends, thank you for sharing. So that brings us to the end of our time together tonight. Sonder family, they look wonderful. Now we're going to have a second coloring social in 2 weeks. So another Friday evening so that you can decompress from the week. So anyway, I invite you to come to that one. If you finish this page up, grab another coloring page and join us and just sit. Enjoy the music, give yourself that time of quiet and reflection. We ask you to take the survey about this social, and anytime you fill out a survey, if you have other things that you would like to share with headquarters, be sure to put those things in your comments, because Sonder Club is definitely driven by you guys. And when there are things you want to see, they respond and they listen. We're still doing that refer a friend. So that QR code is there on the bottom left. If you have a friend you'd like to share Silk and Sonder with, you'll get $10 credit. They will as well. If you're not part of the Sonder Club, there's that QR code right at the bottom middle. Be sure to scan that in and join us on Sonder Club. Post your pictures, post your progress, what you did tonight. And then finally, the YouTube link for Sonder family, just for you guys, is there over on the right-hand side. Now, remember, that is a private YouTube channel. So you're not going to, if you search, you're going to get kind of the old Silken Sonder feed. And that's not what you want. You want the private YouTube channel where you can access all these socials that have been recorded. So you don't have to stop coloring. You're welcome to stay where you are, play some music. Here is my playlist from tonight. If you would like to duplicate your own, make your own, and I'll see if I can't share that in the chat. And until I see you, be good to yourselves. Plant those seeds of kindness and goodness and abundance in your life. Make it a great weekend, Sonder family. And thank you for spending it with Bailey and me tonight. We'll see you soon.